Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shail Bhatnagar. Well, yesterday the markets definitely heaved a sigh of relief as the NDA now seems closer to form the next government. Nifty's recovery of 3% odd yesterday has taken it back to the pre-exit poll levels now. Although the Nifty is still 700 points away from its all-time high levels as well. The good part is that for the week we have turned positive for now. Gains were actually seen in FMCG, banks, metals, and auto sectors, and all across the board. Of course, all the sectors ended positive. Now today will be the first weekly expiry of an already action-packed start to the June FNO series as well. And of course, overnight what we've seen is that the FIIs have remained net sellers for the second day in a row, again selling about 5,656 odd crore rupees worth of stocks in the Indian equities. But the question is the Nifty finally back on track after those 3 days of extreme moves, or is more to go from here? Good morning, Shail.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to you on Thursday. This is the weekly expiry of the Nifty, and we may be down 700 points from an all-time high, Sakshi, but we are 90 points up as far as this week today performance is concerned over the last 3 or 4 trading sessions. I think it says a lot about the resilience of the Indian markets despite the, how should I say, a roller coaster ride multiplied by 100 times is what we've seen in the past 3 days. A peak of 23,337, a low of 21,231, which is actually the 200-day moving average. Sakshi, I can't remember a time when one day an index has hit a record high and the next day it has tested the 200-day DMA. Welcome to interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, this is how the show is structured. The Nifty, as you can see, ended almost at day's high, 22,620. And Sakshi, a lot of positives are coming up except the FII number that you mentioned. Nevertheless, let's look at them. So a record high in Wall Street, in particular Nasdaq, on hopes that there will be a rate cut in the pipeline. 2 important economic geographies have actually, Sakshi, cut rates. One is the Canadian Central Bank, the other is the ECB. So 2 rate cuts are in the pipeline already, and let's see what happens. But Sakshi will give you more details. You have the Nasdaq record high in front of you. Now let's come back to our favorite index, which is the Nifty. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see a very, very thick red line on that graph. That is the critical point of how should I say, decision. A close above the red line signifies that bulls are firmly in command, and a close below this red line means that it's the bears that control sentiment. So possibly today with a lot of short covering because of weekly expiry, you will see the Nifty probably close above this particular red line. Now let's look at the basic structure of the market. As I said, that after a major sell-off, the Nifty has started to form a base. The overall cues are fairly positive. Most interestingly, Sakshi, if you look at how the FII market positions are concerned in the option segment, the net shorts, the ones that decide the fate of the Nifty, they have come down to the extent of 44,000 contracts. Still 3,11,000 contracts are in negative. Nevertheless, they are less than what they were yesterday. Given the expectations of short covering, my understanding is that these contracts will decline further. What else will happen in the markets is that 2 important developments have happened post market close yesterday. There has been a resounding acceptation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi by his allies to start his 3rd term. The cabinet met late evening yesterday and said that there will be policy continuity. So you will see a lot of relief, a lot of movement coming into stocks from the favorite government basket. That's a very big positive. And more importantly, our sources, India Today sources in the opposition tell us that they are not keen to disrupt government formation at the moment. Therefore, all seems to be well, and we should be starting on the front foot as the gift Nifty is suggesting a 70-80 point bounce up. And more importantly, the resistance now on the Nifty as far as the options data is concerned, Sakshi, is somewhere like 23,000 points. So there's a way to go, but we'll look at it. Two important stocks that I'm seeing. I'll request the PCR to fire the chart of Heritage Foods. Sakshi, we welcome this stock in the ones that we always track, the important government related stocks. Heritage Foods belongs to the Telugu Desam Party Chief Supremo Chandrababu Naidu. He is the kingmaker in Delhi these days, and therefore you see this sharp burst, a 20% uptick yesterday. More importantly, Sakshi, Heritage Foods has launched a series of new sweetmeats, laddus and ice creams. So this bounce that you see yesterday, an uptick of 20%, is an all-time high. The market capitalization of Heritage Foods is somewhere in the vicinity of 5,000 crores. The top line is 3,700 crores. It's a profit-making company. So actually notice the four vertical skyscrapers that you see in the volume part of the screen. This started 4 days ago when the exit load, the exit pole move was concerned, and yesterday a record volume of about 1.26 crore shares was traded on Heritage Foods. 26 lakhs, actually 37 lakh shares have converted themselves into delivery, and the stock has appreciated dramatically over the last 5-7 trading sessions, about 42% in particular. Apart from that, there is another company called Bhagiratha Chemicals. They are in the business of insecticides and fungicides and herbicides. It's at a record high. 2,700 crores is the market capitalization. Sales are 406 crores. I'll request the PCR to fire a chart here. The reason why I show this, Sakshi, is look at the volume bar. A very large block deal of 42 lakh shares happened yesterday. The buyer is a very well-known market participant by the name of Mr. R.K. Damani. Sakshi, these are the only two stocks that I have in mind. What is on your plate? What is Wall Street telling us?
Absolutely, Shail. So overnight, the US markets rallied. We did see the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 also hitting fresh record highs. This is the 25th record high that S&P 500 has recorded. All of this is thanks to the tech-related stocks that were rallying in trade. Of course, Nvidia Corp, the poster boy of the artificial intelligence frenzy that we've been looking at, that led a rally in the magnificent 7 mega caps to top the $3 trillion in value as well. So you did see a almost 2% uptick on the Nasdaq, 1.1% uptick on S&P 500, and the Dow Jones ended by about 0.25% higher in trade as well. Remember, the US 10-year yield also eased to 4.28%, and among the other commodities, we did see gold futures rally past $23.80 per barrel per ounce, and Brent crude, of course, rose above $78.5 per barrel as well. So that's as far as the commodities is concerned. But following the stellar move on the US markets, we did see that the equity markets in the Asia Pacific region trade with a bullish bias as well. So Japan's Nikkei rose about over 1% in the early trade. We did see, and now it's up by 1.4%. Kospi is up by 1% as well. Hang Seng up by 0.8%, and 0.28% kind of a surge on the Shanghai index as well. And following this, the gift Nifty is also indicating to a positive start right now. 150 point of a surge is what it is looking at right now as well. So strong move that could be seen. Flows, like I pointed out earlier as well, and like how Shail has reiterated, FII's net sold stocks worth 5,656 odd crore rupees yesterday. Domestic institutional investors, however, turned net buyers. They bought about 4,555 odd crore rupees, so setting off partial losses by the FIIs in overnight trading yesterday. Now, as far as the stocks are concerned, I'm keeping a keen eye on some of the stocks that are in news on the back of several news flows, like related order flows coming in. So RVNL, the company has emerged as the lowest bidder for a project worth 391 odd crore rupees by Eastern Railways. I'll keep an eye out on this one. The stock ended higher by 0.5% yesterday. BHEL is in focus. The company has one order worth 3,500 crore rupees from Adani Power to set up two power plants like 800 megawatts each, thermal power projects in Raipur and in Chhattisgarh additionally. So we'll keep an eye out on this. An additional order of 3,500 crore rupees is what the company has got, and this is from Mirzapur Thermal Energy, and so strong move there that could be expected. Yesterday the stock was higher by about 3.5%. IEX, let's keep an eye out on this too. The company has reported a total monthly volume of 10,633 MU, which is 29% up year on year as well. So we are going to be keeping a keen eye out on this too. NBCC, again, the company has got 13 orders worth 491 odd crores. So we'll keep an eye out on this too. KPI Green Energy, the company has received a new order for 26.15 megawatt solar power plant under the captive power producer segment as well. Uno Minda, the company is in a tech license pact with Lunovitz and for a combined charging units and high voltage EV products as well. So those are some of the stocks that I'm keeping a keen eye out on Shell in today's trading session.
8:43, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be shortly joined by Mr. Avinash Gorakshakar, Head of Research at Profit Mart Securities, and a little later, Rajesh Palvia, Head and Technical of Derivative Research at Axis Securities, will be with us. I believe Avinash is on the screen. Good morning, Avinash ji. Sakshi and I were discussing what a roller coaster ride we saw over the last 4 trading sessions, and given the resilience of Indian equities, the buy on dip, the 25,000 crore rupee SIP that is there in the market on a monthly basis, we are still 90 points in the green week to date. Good morning to you. How do you feel, and what is the buying that you've done in the last 2 or 3 sessions?
Yeah, good morning, Shail, and good morning, Sakshi. I think, see, the markets are yet not willing to settle down, and I think volatility will continue, Shail, till the time the final government formation doesn't happen, because now indications are by the 9th or 10th of June, the new government, that is the NDA government, will be taking, will be sworn in. So I think, the market will now be keenly watching for what is the kind of ministry allocation to the alliance partners. We all know that this time the BJP does not have a simple majority. And I think crucial partners are the JDU and obviously the Telugu Desam party. So, these are going to be very important equations. I think the market is going with the fact that important ministries like finance, home, defense, external affairs would be kept by BJP, and obviously there could be some inclusions for both these alliance partners, both on a cabinet, state level as well as a central level. But I think the key thing is once the new government comes in, the market would obviously like to get a feel of what are the kind of economic reforms the government is going to announce. And I think that's the reason the market, is very confident that despite a coalition government, this government will be strong. I think economic indicators are also very solid, especially in terms of GST collections, in terms of the GDP growth. So my sense is that now, with a major event having gone by, markets are now going to focus again on specific corporates as well as macro events. In fact, tomorrow we have the RBI policy. So I think that is going to be a near-term trigger point. I think markets are looking forward for the commentary from the RBI governor. And I think that is going to obviously have some action on the banking and NBFC stocks today. Although we may not get a rate cut, but I think the commentary from the governor is very important. And I think that would obviously result in the bank Nifty showing a little bit of uptick today. And obviously what happens tomorrow will obviously be reflected in the bank Nifty as well as some of the key banking stocks. We continue to be positive on auto components, capital goods, typically cement, infrastructure, because we believe that these are pockets where there's a lot of opportunity. However, on defense and railway, we are a little cautious. We feel that there could be a little bit of selling pressure, considering that, now these stocks are overhyped. There's a lot of valuation kind of premium already prevalent. So here maybe, there could be a little bit of profit booking, but yes, it's a Y on decline market, and I'm confident that somebody who wants to invest for the next, say, 12 to 15 months can definitely generate a decent alpha, provided, he's an investor now. because for traders it's going to be a difficult time, but investors I think should use this dip as an opportunity to accumulate good quality stocks.
Very good morning to you, Avinash. Good to have you with us. Now that at least the initial nerves are looking to settle down in the markets for sure, and now we'll begin saner advice from you for all the viewers, investors who've not been in the right frame of mind yesterday and day before to really know what exactly should be the prudent strategy in the markets. So, of course, there is this again dichotomy between whether the PSUs, the erstwhile performers, defense, railways, will have enough and more steam to continue to perform under Modi 3.0, or will it be the different kind of set of themes and sectors which will emerge more important to follow now? What would your advice be?
I think clearly defense and railways, as you rightly mentioned, Sakshi, would be aggressive areas which the government would be targeting. But I think, if you look at the price movement of most of the defense stocks, a stock like Cochin Shipyard, Mazgaon Dock, Garden Reach, or typically a Hindustan Aeronautics, I would believe that, earnings growth is going to be pretty decent, but a large part of this earnings growth has got partially factored into the price. And I think here, at least an immediate rally doesn't seem to be possible, although over the next, say, 12 to 18 months, the outlook definitely is positive. As far as public sector banks are concerned, there are many banks like the large frontline banks like State Bank, SBI, typically Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank. I think these are all looking attractive considering the fact that the government is going to focus on Make in India. The corporate capex story is going pretty solid. And I think, in this budget, it is very clear that the alliance partners would also demand a share of the capex for their respective states. So I think the capex story is going to be very solid. So to that extent, capital good players, definitely would benefit. And my sense is that, one should be a little patient. I think your investors would get decent opportunities to buy on declines. This is not going to be a one-way, straight away up market. At least the next 1 or 2 months, markets would stabilize and, consolidate. And that is the time when one should do a little bit of cherry picking and build their portfolios.
Okay, so let's come to specific stocks. Avinash, have you picked out any stocks maybe before yesterday and yesterday where you may be wanting to take some more positions in these dips that we are seeing?
So I think on the PSU side, we like, Canara Bank, 115 rupees was yesterday's closing. And I think it looks pretty cheap relative to the entire PSU basket. We believe that, asset quality levels have also come down quite significantly. The company posted a profit of more than 15,000 crores compared to 11,365 crores last year. And I think they have a housing subsidiary called Canfin Homes. Now my sense is that housing and affordable housing is going to be a thrust area in the forthcoming budget, and that is definitely something which the bank on a consolidated basis will benefit. So here we are looking at a fair value of roughly about 155 to 165. So I think a decent up move can be expected over the next, say, 12-15 months. And I think, from the infrastructure side, players like L&T. I think L&T is one stock where I think definitely one could see a little bit of action considering that they are present not only in capital goods, defense, infrastructure. Here, order book has been pretty solid. So I think good amount of orders traction, good amount of execution would see that L&T can definitely be bought even at the current odd levels for a fair value of up to about 3,700, 3,800. So, these are the stocks which we believe are safe. And I think in this kind of scenario, we would be more positive on the large caps than the mid caps.
Okay, 9 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, for the pre-open on the weekly expiry day to be upon us. Before we start that, let me just show you another good chart, Sakshi, which should gladden the hearts of not only investors but traders too. This is the India VIX on a daily basis, ladies and gentlemen. See the sharp cut that we saw yesterday, actually down 29.4% to about 18.88, and as I have been repeating, you'll see this red line in the middle, the dark thick red line. The close is below that, and that itself, ladies and gentlemen, is a sigh of relief on Dalal Street. It means that it's the bulls now that controls sentiment on the long side as far as Dalal Street is concerned. I'm just wondering if the PCR can fire the India VIX chart. Well, it should be upon you as far as the chart is concerned. Anyways, yes, this is the one that I'm talking about. This red thick candle that you see yesterday is a sigh of relief from the bulls. The Nifty, of course, ended 3.36% higher, and that's a mirror image on the other side, the green bar. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is something good to look at, and it will add to the momentum on the long side. More short covering seen today, then this candle will grow further on the red side and below the red line. Avinash, coming to you, given the fact that the TDP, which is the Telugu Desam party, will have a strong command in the overall say of things, two stocks, Heritage Foods and Amara Raja Batteries, earlier Amara Raja Batteries, now Amara Raja Mobility, are in heavy demand. Although they've run up very sharply, but would you have a grasp on any one or both of them?
No, I think we obviously track both these companies. Heritage Foods, Shail, as everyone is aware, is run by Telugu Desam's, Chandrababu Naidu's son, and definitely that saw a very sharp spike. In fact, even the corporate numbers, if you see the quarterly numbers for quarter 4, there have been quite encouraging, and in fact, the management commentary was also good. So I think this victory for the TDP was like a sentimental booster for the stock. We believe that, if the fundamentals are to be seen, I would not be surprised that we could see another, say, 10-12% upside. After that, maybe some profit booking could come in. But yes, people who have been holding this stock for a long time, I think earlier before the elections, I think can continue to hold, because FY25 is going to be a lot better than FY24. And as far as Amara Raja Mobility Solutions is concerned, see, I think the market for batteries is an oligopoly market. We've got only two players, Exide and Amara Raja. And I think looking at the kind of exposure Amara Raja has, not only in the auto as well as the industrial segments like telecom, railways, the growth opportunity seems solid. And I think they've been looking at investing a lot of money in now lithium batteries, specifically for electric vehicles. So I think over the next, say, 12-18 months, hopefully once the new business starts rolling out, we could see definitely a good amount of re-rating here. One point which I would like to mention is that Amara Raja for the last 15 to 17 years has been a virtually debt-free business and has been generating an ROE of almost 15-16%, which I think clearly shows that the company has been managed pretty well. So I think, both these stocks are definitely decent to hold. Amara Raja would definitely be better positioned, because here I think the risk reward is much better compared to Heritage Foods.
Absolutely. Let me just give you some more data on Amara Raja batteries. I keep on repeating batteries because this was the original name, and just like Avinash, I've been also tracking this stock for about 2 decades. Yesterday's volume was about 46 lakh shares, out of which 15.85 were converted into delivery. And if you see the 5-day average of the delivery, that is only about 9.5 lakhs. So you see how delivery is rising, and of course this is accompanied by a jump in the price, as also the dramatic change in the fortunes of these two companies, Amara Raja Mobility and of course Heritage Food. Over the last 1 year, both these stocks, ladies and gentlemen, have appreciated 100% or so, but the real rally has come in the last 1 week. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Avinash, you were talking about the housing finance companies, and I wanted to reiterate that even Jefferies has come out with a report on housing finance companies, as they also believe that Modi government could be announcing the much awaited revamped affordable housing scheme in the upcoming budget probably, and this revamped scheme could improve affordability and lift the growth in this affordable housing loans as well, and therefore Home First and Awas, they believe, are going to be the key beneficiaries of this, along with the names that you took as well. So just wanted to reiterate that. Apart from this, there are several other reports that are coming in on the Modi 3.0 expectations. So CLSA has come out with a report, Avinash, and this is on capex space. Again, something which you highlighted as L&T, which is again in CLSA's list of top stocks. So they see Modi 3.0 becoming a reality now, and they also see checks in as far as the ambitious 100-day plan for Modi 3.0 to hit the ground running, with large orders being identified across infra and the defense space as well. They also believe the top stocks in this space should be L&T, IRB, Infra, NCC, and these could be the key beneficiaries of the focus on the capex theme that could come in the first initial 100 days of a run-up as well. Apart from this, these two themes that we've discussed with you, Avinash, I wanted to also discuss with you how about the stocks like, say, BHEL, which have again had a strong run up in the recent past, and the company is again talking about orders in excess of 7,000 odd crore rupees now being talked about. What could this really do to the BHEL stock now?
No, I think my sense is that players like Larsen and Toubro, EPC construction companies like NCC, or for that reason even KNR Construction, these are companies which are sitting already on healthy order books. And I think obviously you mentioned about affordable housing. So I think a lot of bunch of affordable housing companies which actually are run typically Awas housing, or typically something like an LIC housing. My sense is that companies which have got decent housing portfolios, a decent asset quality, a strong funding kind of pattern in their balance sheets are definitely bound to benefit, because this will be a major trigger point if at all in the budget affordable housing scheme is revamped and relaunched. I think that is something which is the top priority of the government, and I think rural India is a focus area now going forward, because in this election the major reason for the downturn in BJP's vote share as well as its simple majority is concerned is because the rural pocket was partially ignored, and that was the reason markets were obviously unhappy on that. My sense is that now rural India would definitely be a major pocket of opportunity, and housing is a very basic need. So that is something which my sense is that you could see a decent amount of re-rating. As I mentioned to you, Canfin Homes, which is a subsidiary of Canara Bank, also looks to be quite solid. They have a large presence in southern India, a very good asset quality, a very strong growing housing loan book. So I think all said and done, investors should use this opportunity to proactively accumulate such quality stocks in the housing finance space. And I think I think more once the budget is announced, as you rightly mentioned, the 100-day agenda has already been announced. And I think once the government comes out and talks strongly about these initiatives, the markets are definitely going to get re-rated on these sectors.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get ourselves ready for the pre-open markets. Remember, cues from the gift Nifty, cues from overseas are positive. It's the weekly expiry day of the Nifty, and it's a very strong start. 300 points higher, 22,933. Will this continue? Will this stay? Only time will tell. But let us look at the stocks that are moving this uptick. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at what Infosys is doing. 60 rupees higher, 1490. This is unlikely to hold. Okay. How about HDFC Bank? There was a UBS report that came in, and it's given a price target of about 1900 rupees. HDFC Bank is 24 rupees higher, 1576. Reliance 14 rupees higher, 2855. The Nifty, a very strong bounce, 356 higher, 22,924. This is looking to be a very exciting day, Sakshi. I think short covering would be the order of the day. Let's look at what is happening across the board in heritage foods and stocks of similar rallies. Heritage foods for you, ladies and gentlemen, is up in the green, and at the moment it's trading about 7% higher again. How about BHEL? Remember, two order wins of 7,000 crore rupees, 9% higher, 280. RVNL, another order win, 6.7% higher, 377. And within the PSU basket, ladies and gentlemen, there is a fairly decent uptick. Remember, the cabinet yesterday talked about policy continuity. Therefore, NLC India 4.6% higher, 212. So actually, defense is back, 4.5% higher on Hindustan Aeronautics. BEL is 3.7% higher. These are the prices that are ticking in front of me. Let's look at rail as a space in its entirety. Okay, we track 22 railway stocks for you, ladies and gentlemen. About 18 of them are in very strong green color. RVNL reclaiming its strength, 6% higher, 375. IRCON 2.7% higher. right, 2.1% higher. Nifty is a sensible 223 points higher at 22,845. Sakshi, what are you observing?
A whole lot of stocks there, Shell. So let's look at NBCC. It received 13 orders worth 491 crores. Let's see how that one is opening up. Uno Minda, again, there was a license for charging units in the high voltage EV power. So 4.5% higher for NBCC at 136. Strong move right there. Let's also look at Uno Minda, how that one is reacting. 3% higher in trade. KPI Energy, again, new orders for solar power plant. Again, for this one also, there is... let's look at how this one is opening. KPI Green Energy 5% higher at 1766. So very strong move that is coming in. Let's also look at IEX, for instance, Indian Energy Exchange. The company has reported a strong monthly volume growth as well. So again, a 3.2% move on the upside is what we are looking at. Let's also look at some of the gas sector stocks too. Remember, Citi has come out with a report. So IGL, MGL, GAIL is something that they are betting big on, and they have retained their positive view on this. Yes, 3% higher for GAIL, 201. Let's also look at IGL and MGL. Let's see how that one is moving. 1.5% higher on this one too. Strong move that can be seen across the gas related stocks. Let's again look at some of the other stocks like ITC. I think that one is moving up about 0.8% higher in trade right now. A strong move that can be seen on this. Let's also look at L&T, where CLSA has come out with a positive report on the capex plans, and see how L&T is really moving in from the large cap space. Yeah, percent higher for ITC you have, and 1.2% higher for L&T right now. Let's get in Avinash here. Avinash, ITC of course 0.8%, 1% higher in trade, but the way FMCG stocks are coming back in flavor, are you increasing your positions in some of them? We saw strong move across Marico, Dabur, Imami, HUL, of course 16% of a move on last 2 days. So let's again look at those FMCG names. Flattish trade right now on some of them today, but how would you really look at this pocket?
No, I think markets are now again looking at these companies, because hopefully this year, if we have a good monsoon, markets and most analysts are expecting that volume growth could be obviously in mid-teens to double-digit numbers, and if that happens, then I think you're going to see a lot of action in the FMCG kind of basket, specifically frontline players like Hindustan Lever, Dabur, Marico, Britannia. So I think these are companies where everyone is aware that these are cash-rich companies, where the consumption theme is very solid and very strong. So we would also be quite positive, and we would await for better clarity once the quarterly numbers are out. But I think one thing is very clear, that the government is also going to make a conscious effort to ensure that rural demand picks up, purchasing power from the rural segment increases. So these are clear indications that hopefully the second half of FY 24-25 should be a lot positive for these companies. Coming back to ITC, I believe that today ITC is having the board meeting for the ITC hotel demerger. Yeah. So, that could also keep the stock in limelight. But I think overall, ITC also looks to be quite attractive if one were to take a 12 to 15 month horizon. So, I think these are all medium to long term opportunities. And I think over the next 1 or 2 quarters, one could get a clear indication of the traction, which is expected in the volume growth side. And I think that is something which the markets are looking forward.
Okay, let's get Mr. Rajesh Palvia into the conversation, Head of Technicals and Derivatives Research at Axis Securities. नमस्कार पालविया साहब, आपने बहुत देर कर दी आते आते, बहुत दिन हुए आपके दर्शन हुए और it's the best day today, weekly expiry. The Nifty is showing a very strong bounce, 1% higher almost, 22,813. A lots of strong reversals, base building happening in favorite stocks. Tell us 2 that you think will outperform today in the market.
Good morning, Shailji. Good morning, everyone. So yes, there is a strong pullback happening in the market since last trading session, and the way Nifty has witnessed short covering action, we believe that if we able to hold out 22,600, then furthermore short covering may trigger in the market, and possible rally can extend to 22,800 to 22,900 in the continuation of this up move. Even for Bank Nifty also, we believe that, if we able to hold 48,800, then possible rally can extend to 49,600. That's the next level where we are focusing for Bank Nifty spot in the continuation of this pullback. So I think both indices should be held by the traders, those who are already having the long position, and trail your stop loss higher. 22,550 should be your Nifty spot stop loss, and for Bank Nifty, 48,700 should be your spot stop loss for Bank Nifty to hold long position. On the stocks front, we believe that there would be outperformance from the sectors like FMCG, even automobile, and metal. These three pocket where we are focusing at this moment, where outperformance could be there. So the stock ideas where we are focusing for trading perspective, first one is McDowell United Sprit. We believe that the way stock has managed to give breakout and now enjoying its all-time high trajectory, so one can look to buy United Sprit at this moment for upside target of 1350 to 1360. Your stop loss should be placed at around 1255. The second stock that we like is Mahindra and Mahindra. We believe that the way stock has recovered and now moved back to the all-time high trajectory, we believe that this rally can extend to the level of 3000. So Mahindra and Mahindra is buy, and your stop loss should be placed at around 2665. And the third stock where we are focusing at this moment is Crompton. Consumption theme is playing out, and Crompton, the way stock has recovered in last trading session, that is now approaching to its multiple supply zone on the near term structure. We believe that if Crompton able to hold out above 400 level, then possible rally can extend towards 430 to 440. Keep your stop loss at around 390.
So those are the three
Okay,
stocks.
ladies and gentlemen, the pre-open trades have settled. Nifty is 178 points higher, 22,800. There is a kicker on the Nifty Bank, 371 points higher. And what's most interesting, Sakshi, is that the Nifty IT index, remember the one on 200 DMA that we had pointed out, is 1.1% higher at 33,451. This is the position, ladies and gentlemen. Within FMCG, Rajesh ji, one stock that catches your attention.
So I think Hindustan Unilever is looking very promising, but stock has moved up very sharply in last couple of trading sessions. Now we are focusing on ITC as well as the Colgate Palmolive. We believe that here risk to reward is still in favor. So ITC is one stock where we are focusing. Keep your stop loss at around 415 on the higher side. If stock crosses above 435, 440 zone, then possible rally can extend to 465 also. Even from that peg, Colgate Palmolive is also looking attractive. Stock has attempted to give breakout of previous swing high in the previous day. So now we are focusing on this Colgate Palmolive. If stocks continues its trading above 2970, 2980 zone, then this rally can extend to 3050 to 3100. So Colgate Palmolive is also buy with stop loss of 2920.
Okay, got that. Rajesh, good morning. How about BHEL? How would you really look at that one? In the pre-opening trade, it settled around 5.7% high in trade after getting those orders over 7,000 odd crore rupees from Adani Power and Mirzapur Thermal Energy. How would you really trade this stock today?
Yeah, good morning, Sakshi. So we have seen a significant correction in BHEL, and stock has almost closed near to its 100-day moving average. The way stock has recovered from its recent low, we believe that this rally can extend, and a possible target in the near term we can see towards 280. That's the important level to watch for in this pullback. So 280 is immediate target where BHEL can move further higher. As you have already bought stock at lower level, you can trail now stop loss at around 260 and hold long position for upside target of 280. If it stock crosses 280, then short covering action may trigger in the stock, and then rally can extend to 295 also.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as BHEL is concerned. Markets are settling well into the green. All the sectors look to open in the positive zone. Several stocks like Coal India, Shriram Finance, BPCL, Power Grid, Tech Mahindra, ITC, these look to be in the positive zone and among the top movers on the Nifty as and when Nifty plans to open. Even the PSC index is up by about 2% odd. So apart from BHEL that we've discussed, the oil and gas stocks could be in focus today. Rajesh, would you have a view on the entire oil and gas space and how would you approach it? Which segment really looks attractive to you? The upstream, downstream, or would you stay with the city gas distributors?
I think from that space, GAIL is looking promising. The way stock has recovered from its recent low, I think if GAIL managed to cross about 200 level, then a possible rally can extend in GAIL towards 250 to 220. So GAIL is on our radar as a long-term structure is in bullish trajectory. Stock managed to hold above its 100-day moving average in this correction. And the way stock has recovered, I think one can buy GAIL with stop loss of 193. Another stock that we like from that space is, BPCL. That stock has already shown a correction, and that, after the correction, stock has taken the support from its multiple support zone area that is at around 560 zone. So I think if BPCL manages to hold above 560 level, then possible rally can extend in BPCL, and then stock may attempt to move further higher to 620 to 630 also. So I think BPCL can be another stock where one can focus to go long.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll revisit Heritage Foods for two reasons. The counters settled about 8% higher, but what has happened is that the circuit has been resized. Remember, it rose 20% up and of course has been in momentum over the last 4 sessions. But the circuit is today 10% only, and in the morning trades it had hit 601 as an intraday high. Let's see how it shapes up from now on, but I think for today's rally much has been done. The chart looks overstretched. The same for Amara Raja batteries, 3.9% higher, 1265, about a net change of 48 rupees. The circuit on Amara Raja batteries remains 20%. That would be 1460 if at all that happens, but because these stocks are really in very heavy demand, I thought I'll make this point for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the Adani stocks also. You have the price ticking now 22,717 on the Nifty, 78 points higher. Remember, it's the weekly expiry day. Nifty Bank is flat, IT index is taking it away, and the NSE 500 has also opened in decent gains. Let's look at how the index heavyweights are shaping up. 7 rupees higher on HDFC Bank, 1558. Infosys is 15 rupees higher, so the thrust is on the IT space. 1445. How about Reliance? 2858, 18 rupees higher. How about Hindustan Unilever? A bit of profit booking, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely an entry point. You may want to watch it. It's down 2% in opening trades, 25.55. This is just a pause that it's taking. It's giving you an entry position. How about rival ITC? 433, 3.25% higher. Okay, what we'll do is now we'll move into how the other stocks have opened. BHEL 8% higher, 275.20. Let's look at the volume buzzers at the moment. You have a very strong move coming into, for some strange reason, Policy Bazaar. The turnover is 419 crores, 1.5% higher. We'll try to figure out why. 1314 rupees. Hindustan Aeronautics. Okay, it's the defense pack that is coming up. 45.56. BEL 4% higher, 271. We have Adani Power 6% higher. Remember, the BHEL order of 7,000 crores is split between Adani Power and some other orders. The Adani Power order is about 3,000 crores. Keep that in mind. Adani Ports 1.5% higher, 1375. RFC, REC, PFC, NHPC all up 6-7%. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the entire government space that is coming into demand back again. How about advanced decline ratios? You have 19 indices for you, 17 of them are in the green. The top gainer is the Nifty PSU index, 2.3% higher. Small cap index is 2% higher. This gap up, ladies and gentlemen, seems to be accelerating. Now 22,739 for you. Rajesh ji, first thing that comes to your mind, what to do?
I think the safety of margin would be in PSU basket now, as confidence is coming back on the street. Volatility may subside in next couple of trading sessions. So I think PSU basket one can look to buy at this juncture, because a lot of PSU has corrected. So I think first stock from the PSU bank basket that attracts my eyes here, that is SBI. I think one should buy this stock. The way stock has corrected and recovering from the lower level, we believe that SBI can continue furthermore upside towards 835, 840. So SBI is buy with stop loss of 790. Second stock that we like from PSU basket, that is NTPC. I think this stock is also looking promising. We expect NTPC may exhibit upward momentum towards 365 to 370. So NTPC is buy with stop loss of 345. These two stocks are looking attracting at this moment.
Okay. Well, apart from this, the Andhra Pradesh related stocks, they are rallying. KCP Limited, after yesterday's strong move, there is again an 18% kind of a surge that's coming in. Again, there is this probably happiness factor that's stemming in from TDP coming in power along with the alliance with BJP now. How are you looking at KCP now, Rajesh ji?
Yeah, Sakshi. So most of the this election outcome related stocks have moved up. KCP, a very strong buying interest is witnessed in last couple of trading sessions. The stock managed to give breakout of previous swing high of Feb 2024. So now if stocks holds about 230, then possible rally can extend to 245 to 250. So that stock can be looked at the current juncture with stop loss of 225. Another stock which is coming in my mind, that is KNR Construction. That is also belongs to the same category. And I think KNR Construction, the way stock is showing buying interest, and technically stock is now approaching towards its previous swing high and managed to give breakout above year 2021 swing high. I think KNR Construction is also can be looked at to buy. Upside target we are projecting toward 385 to 390. Keep your stop loss at around 350.
Okay, let's get Avinash ji into the conversation. Nifty Realty Index is something that's taking it away today, Avinash ji. So almost a 3% uptick for this index now. Macro tech developers 5.5% higher. Prestige up 5%. Sobha up 4.5%. Brigade Enterprises up 4%. Mahindra Life Spaces 3% higher in trade, and the entire basket of stocks up into the green zone again. How are you really looking at this real estate move?
No, I think Sakshi, the real estate basket looks quite encouraging, and looking at the pre-sale numbers of most of the companies, our sense is that the current year also should be pretty decent. The order book visibility for most of these companies which you mentioned, like Suntech Realty, DLF, typically Oberoi Realty, which have got huge price upside potential as well as volume potential, should do exceedingly well. In fact, from the Noida pocket, Anantraj, which we like, has also been doing pretty well. In fact, they have a combination of real estate and data centers. So I think, probably you'll see the April to June quarter also equally strong for these companies. And I think investors should do well to actually be invested in this pocket. So I think our top picks would be Oberoi Realty, typically a Prestige, and Anantraj. I think all these stocks can actually, give a decent risk reward in the next, say, 12 to 15 months. I think one needs to have a little bit of patience here, but numbers are definitely going to be much better than previous year.
Okay, markets are restoring faith in the entire government basket, Sakshi, as the entire space is now showing very, very smart upticks. We track 78 government companies for you, ladies and gentlemen, and a vast majority, Sakshi. In fact, let me just do this exercise. Sakshi, just one company is in the red. and it's irrelevant, Scooters India. So all 77, ladies and gentlemen, are in extremely high demand. You have the first circuit on BHEL. Remember, it's a FNO stock, so there will be a pause for about 10 odd minutes because the first upper circuit of 10% has been hit. We've discussed this in great detail. Remember, the 7,000 crore rupee order has come in. The net change is 25 rupees 50 paisa. Let me just check the snap quote, and yes, the first circuit has been hit. Volume is a substantial 1 crore 38 lakh shares, and still buying is happening. About 381 crores worth of transactions have happened on BEL. Sakshi, I think it will be a day for defense. Let's get Rajesh into the conversation. BEL taking it away. Very strong moves coming in on the 3 shipyards. 8% higher on Garden Reach. Masgaon Dock 6% higher. Cochin Shipyard 9% higher. How about HAL? 5.5% higher. Anything, Rajeshji, that you would like to buy at current levels?
So I think definitely I'll go with BEL. Safety of margin is here. Stock has corrected significantly. Stock is now holding about 50-day moving average. The way stock has recovered from its recent low, we believe that this momentum can extend further. So BEL is looking promising. One can buy this stock for upside target of 290 to 295. Keep your stop loss now at 268 to hold BL. Even Cochin Shipyard is also looking promising, though stock has already moved up 9%. But the way stock long-term structure is looking, we believe that Cochin Shipyard can also continue upward momentum, and possibly stock may again regain its all-time high trajectory in short to medium term perspective. So those who wants to buy for some positional trades, they can look to buy Cochin Shipyard with stop loss of 1770, upside target for short term, that is 1950, and possibly we believe that this stock can have potential to cross 2000 mark also in coming months.
Okay. Indian Energy Exchange, IEX. Sakshi, this is a blowout that's happening. 165 rupees in front of me, 5% higher. This is of course not an all-time high. Rajeshji, coming to you, what do you think? This is looking strong, or is this a false start?
I think IEX is showing strength, and now the way stock has recovered, and in last 2 trading session, stock is now again moved back to its previous swing high of May 2024, and we believe that if stocks now holds above 160 mark, then possible really can extend in IEX. A long built up is there, so we expect that this rally can extend to 175, 180 zone also. Keep your stop loss, tight stop loss at 159. We believe that this stock may continue furthermore upside even during the day itself, as well as those who are positional trader can hold it for next couple of trading session. There could be a possibility that stock may continue its rally as broader market is also showing good traction in terms of buying. Short covering action is clearly visible in most of the stocks. So I think IEX is a good stock at this moment. On the technical front, 159 should be your stop loss.
Okay, got that. Let's again look at the India VIX at this point in time again, and let's see how that one is moving. I think it's down by about 5% right now. So some more cool off is really happening on the VIX. Rajesh ji, how do you see the move coming in? Is it finally ebbing lower from those lifetime highs that we saw, or 9-year highs that we saw on the India VIX on the day of volatility?
I think as market is moving towards the certainty now, the uncertainty was for the government formation. I think most of the uncertainties are getting clear, and most of the things are already lined up for the same kind of reforms which market is going to witness going forward. So I think that uncertainty is going out. So risk index, or you can say VIX, is cooling down. So I think that is also giving the confidence to the street. That clearly shows that confidence is coming back to the street, and I think if it's goes down further, we may see furthermore uptick in the market, and furthermore stock specific action we can see in the market. So I think yes, it's a good sign for the market. As Nifty has slipped a little bit from its recent high of today's, so I think one should uh, trail their stop loss. Those who have already riding the rally can trail their stop loss at 22,580 now. If that stop loss not triggered during the day, I think they can hold on long position.
Okay, Avinash sir, how about the defense space? How does that look to you, Avinash sir? Anything that looks positive to you within the defense pack that you can even now buy?
No, I think Bharat Electronic looks pretty attractive. See, as I mentioned earlier in the show, that you got to be a little careful about defense companies because these companies have appreciated significantly in the last 3 to 6 months. And I think Bharat Electronics is one company which showed very strong numbers. In fact, they have an order book of 75,000 crores, a completely debt-free business. Order book visibility, is going to give them very strong revenue visibility at least for the next 12 to 18 months. So I think here, if one were to buy even at the current odd levels, I think a fair value of around 325, 330 over the next 6 to 12 months look very much possible. And I think yes, in the near term, the budget is going to be a key trigger point. Markets are looking forward that there could be some major announcements, for the defense sector. So I think BL is our top pick. I think on the other stocks, I would prefer to maintain a cautious stand, but BL can be accumulated even at the current level.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nifty is consolidating around 22,700 levels. It's a fight that the bulls and bears are eking it out on weekly expiry day. The low has been tested twice, which is 22,650, and the high is exactly 22,800, which is a major options resistance. So a 150 point trading range in the first 15 minutes of trade as far as the Nifty is concerned. What is buzzing very strongly? Well, it's the Nifty 500 index because that is where the action is for today. You have a 1.1% uptick on Nifty 500, which essentially means that the broader action is in thick of trade, and Sakshi, that's visible by the advanced decline ratio. Seldom have I seen a number of 1937 stocks in the green and just 221 in the red as far as Dalal Street is concerned. So it's a huge rally that's taking place. In fact, a lot many stocks are at record highs. Let's just look at the Nifty PSE index. You will not believe it's up 4.5%. It's the Central Public Sector Enterprises Index at about 10,159, just taking it away, and very strong gains coming into NTPC, coming into Coal India. Let me just get this CPSC index in front of me. Yes, Cochin Shipyard, NPCC, NLC India, BEL up between 6 and 8.7%, NHPC, SGVN, NTPC, all showing strong mid single digit gains as far as the market is concerned. In this space, Rajesh ji, which is NHPC, SGVN, NTPC, anything that catches your fancy, sir?
So I think Shelji, in the beginning of show, I mentioned about NTPC, and that stock is also trading near to all-time its day high trajectory. So I think NTPC one can ride. We are projecting target towards 365 to 370 for NTPC. That stock is looking very promising. Keep your stop loss around 348 now. REC is also looking promising. The way stock is moving up, I think that stock can also continue for the more upside. 520 could be the next target. Keep your stop loss at around 480. I think Shelji, to play this basket, I think CPSE ETF one can look to buy at this moment. It's trading at around 88 rupees. CPSE ETF have corrected and taken the support exactly from its 50-day moving average. Earlier also, I think in previous correction, this CPSE ETF have taken the support from 50-day moving average. So I think it's a good entry level again to play this basket. CPSE ETF one can buy and accumulate. Keep your stop loss at around 85 rupees. Upside target we can see towards 94 to 95 also.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Nifty which is gathering momentum. It's tested 22,700 several times, and now at 22,750. We'll keep an eye out on this. Let's look at the pullers and draggers. It's up about 124, so it's a fairly strong kick that's coming in from the banking space as well. Okay. We have SBI, like I mentioned, it's contributing 25 points to Nifty's tally of 124. 20 points are coming in from Reliance in the green, less than 1% higher. NTPC, the star of Nifty, 5% higher. Infosys and L&T contributing 18 points each. And Sakshi, what is back? REC and PFC, they never fail to disappoint us. 7% higher. Avinash ji, what do you think? Okay, we'll be joined shortly by Avinash. But Rajesh ji, how about REC and PFC? Which one or both?
I think REC would be my preferred choice, and we believe that this rally can extend, and possible target 520 to 530 we can see in a very short period of time. Shailji, PSU basket, whole PSU basket is looking promising. The way the most of the PSU stocks are moving up, I think one can look to buy this PSU banking basket also. We mentioned about SBI, that stock is also trading at a day high. So I think one can buy PSU banking basket also, as well as this energy basket also. NTPC, REC, BHAL, BEL, all these stocks are looking promising. From banking space, I think SBI, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, these three stocks are looking promising to buy in the PSU basket.
Okay, got that. Rajesh ji, are you looking at this, royalty stocks move that it is coming in? A lot of these stocks 4-5% higher. Godrej Properties, Macrotech is now 8.3% higher. Prestige is now 5% higher. Brigade Enterprises 6% higher. So it's constantly moving up. Are you looking into this move within the realty pack?
Yeah, definitely, and DLF is our preferred choice at this moment, and we believe that DLF can exhibit good amount of rally towards 870, 880 kind of zone in positional perspective. So DLF one can look to buy. Keep your stop loss at around 795. I think whole real estate space now again back on radar, and I think recovery is taking place. Another stock that is looking promising is Godrej Property. That stock is also looking promising. We expect that this rally can continue further. 2850, 2860 could be the next target for the Godrej Property. Keep your stop loss at around 2740. So DLF and Godrej Property, both stocks are looking promising from the real estate space.
Okay, got that. Let's again look at some of the other top movers apart from the realty space. Okay, Microgenesis Terminal is still acting up. Let's again look at some of the other stocks apart from the real estate space. Let's discuss PSU banks. They're coming back in strong shape again. Would you be buying into the PSU banking names at all right now, Rajesh? And if yes, then which are the top stocks on your radar, barring the SBI move that you already discussed?
Yeah, so SBI, then another stock, if I go with on the PSU basket, that is Punjab National Bank. That stock is also looking promising. I think this stock is also having potential to move back to the 135, 140 range. So I think PNB can be looked at to buy. Keep your stop loss at 122. Another stock that is looking promising is Bank of Baroda. I think most of the PSU banking basket is now looking attractive. So Bank of Baroda is also buy for upside target of 285. Keep your stop loss at around 263.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll again go to the broader market, and Sakshi, it's one of those rare days that there is this possibility of 2,000 shares being in the green as far as the National Stock Exchange is concerned. A rare event that very often sort of goes around 1,300 shares, 1,400 shares in the green, 1,100 shares. But it's a fresh start, ladies and gentlemen, and I think BHEL's circuit has opened. Rajesh ji, coming first to you, 12.88% higher. इसमें क्या 20% लगेगा आज?
पॉसिबल है शेल जी, मुझे लगता है यस, स्टॉक में जिस तरीके की बाइंग है, इट कुड बी अ नेक्स्ट टारगेट टुवर्ड्स 300. So yes, those who are already bought and holding can trail stop loss to 270. Possible target we can see during the day towards 300 also. The way short covering is taking place in the stock, stock has already corrected significantly in last two trading session, and the way stock is now recovering, I think yes, there is a possibility of 300 target during the day itself.
Okay, 442 crores is the turnover on BHEL, and Sakshi, it's the the empire striking back. In the top traded counters, the first three belong to the PSU basket. Hindustan Aeronautics has 745 crores worth of transactions done. State Bank of India 705, 4% higher, 6% higher respectively. BEL 6% higher, 598 crores. Then you have two private sector players, HDFC and L&T. But then again, you have the empire right there. RECL 549 crores, PFC 515 crores, BHEL 442 crores like I had mentioned. So amongst the top 10 traded by volume, 8 are PSU stocks. And Sakshi, what's really interesting, the first 22 top traded stocks, whether private or public, are in the green, and those numbers are fairly substantial. What are you looking at?
Uno Minda, Shail, remember we discussed this in the stocks to watch list. The company is in an EV license pact for charging units and high voltage EV products, and now 7.6% higher in trade for this one. I wanted to discuss with Rajesh, how is he looking into Uno Minda? I remember Devin Choksi was the first one to talk about Uno Minda on this channel. So once he's back, we will be again discussing the story. But let's discuss this chart right now with you, Rajesh.
So now stock is trading at all-time high trajectory. The way stock managed to view breakout of last few weeks consolidation, flag formation breakout is already there. So we believe that this rally can extend towards 1,000 mark also. So those who are already long in the trade can hold the position. Trail now, stop loss at around 885. Very strong chart structure across all time frame. So possible rally can extend towards 1,000 mark also.
Possible rally can take it up to 1,000 mark as well. So that's the key move that's happening across PSUs, across defense, PSU banks, realty space, a whole host of moves. Okay, one more stock. Let's look at the railways pack again. I think there is some move coming back into the entire pack. RVNL, of course, we discussed on the back of the order flow. I think Ircon International is again another one that's moving up. IRCTC is another one that's in action in trade today. So a 7% move on RVNL. Let's look at Ircon. That's a 7.6% move on that one. Let's also look at IRCTC. A 5% move on this too. Railway space, Rajesh. More to go from here. And which is your top favorite stock from this one?
So I think my top favorite stock would be IRFC. This stock is also looking promising. Long-term structure is bullish. The way stock has recovered from its 50-day moving average, we expect that IRFC can exhibit good amount of rally from here onward. Possible target in the short term we can see towards 195 to 200. Long term we are expecting target of around 230 to 240. So IRFC is buy and accumulate with stop loss of 155. Even from F&O space, one can look to buy IRCTC. That stock is also recovering, and the way stock is now trading above 950 mark, I think if it continues to hold above 950, then this rally can extend to 985 to 990. So IRCTC is also one can look to buy with stop loss of 945.
9:41, ladies and gentlemen. We are desperately waiting for the half an hour to lapse to see the size of the next 15-minute candle. So far, so good. Weekly expiry day, the Nifty dramatically in the green, 0.5% higher, 22,736. Everything that is supposed to click in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen, is clicking in the right direction, and that points to this very good base setting that's happening. What's also exciting, apart from Uno Minda, is the fact that you have a strong move coming in erstwhile favorites, which is Bajaj Finance. This is Mannapuram Finance up 4%. Let's just dip into the PSU the FNO basket and let you know what is moving apart from what the PSUs have done. So top 5, ladies and gentlemen, are PSU, which is BHEL, Power Finance Corporation, REC, GAIL and Hind Copper. Top 7, top 8 are PSUs. Z is back in action, 5% higher, 153. Hindustan Aeronautics is 5% higher. Okay, so this will not give us an idea. Let me just try something else. Technology. The index itself 422 higher at 33,504. And across the board, we track 19 technology stocks for you. All 19 of them are in the green. Let me just pick up one high beta. Rajesh ji, this has been a favorite of yours, Birla Soft. 647, 2.5% higher. What are the charts telling you?
I think some buying interest is visible in IT stocks also. Birla Soft is one of the stocks where stock is now in process to form a bottom. Though stock is bearish on long-term structure at this moment, but the way stock has consolidating in last couple of weeks, we believe that if stocks holds above 640 mark, then this rally can extend further. Stock is now negotiating with its 200-day moving average level, which is placed at around 655. That's the important level to watch for. So 640 should be your level to watch for on the downside. If it's hold, then there is a high possibility that stock may attempt to give breakout over 655, and if that happens, then this rally can extend to 670 also. So Birla Soft one can buy with stop loss of 638.
Okay, got that. So that's the IT space for you. Another space I wanted to discuss with you. Okay, Uno Minda is now 13% higher. We'll continue to watch out for that one. From the time that we discussed with Rajesh, it's further, up the move as well. The other space that I wanted to discuss with you, Rajesh, is the fertilizer space as well. This entire rural theme is coming back. Everybody is discussing that the NDA focus could be this time around on the rural recovery. So we discussed the FMCG, the consumption theme on the one end. Yesterday there was an entire move in the bike makers, in tractor makers like Hero Moto, M&M, etc. M&M even you've highlighted. Now apart from this, some transport financiers like Shriram Finance have been in the thick of action again. Of course, along with it, the entire agri-focused theme, like the fertilizers and chemicals. How are you looking at those themes?
So I think yes, government focus would be on the rural development, and I think that will boost in the fertilizer space as well as the stocks which are linked with the rural economy. So fertilizer is one stock. Fertilizer is one sector where one should keep eye. Chambal fertilizer is looking promising. We believe that if it holds above 395, then possible rally for Chambal fertilizer can be looked at towards 415 to 425. Keep your stop loss at around 392. Another stock from the same space, that is UPL, is also looking promising. I think that stock is also showing good traction. The way stock is looking if we look at on the daily chart, there is a breakout. We believe that this stock can also continue upward momentum towards 565 to 570. Keep your stop loss at 530. GNFC is another stock where one can keep eye. If stocks continues to hold above 620, then short covering may trigger, and possible rally can extend to 660 also.
Okay, got that. The mid cap index is also soaring higher. 2% up move that can be seen, 52,384 right now. Anything in the mid cap space, Rajesh, that interests you as of now? What are you looking at?
I think lot many stocks are moving up, and I think the way market has recovered from its recent low, so the most of the segment is showing good traction. From mid cap space, if I go, I think one can look to buy on the uh, uh, pharma space also. That space is also looking promising. I think pharma space can also exhibit a good amount of rally from here onward. So pharma is one stock, and from that space, I think one can look to buy some diagnostic stock, or from hospital healthcare stock is also looking promising. So I think Medanta is looking promising from that space. Stock is already corrected and formed a bottom, and there is a reversal on a daily chart. We believe that Medanta can continue furthermore upside. 1250 to 1275 could be the next target for the stock. So Medanta is buy with stop loss of 1130. Another stock that we are focusing at this moment is Elecon. Elecon is also looking promising. The way stock is recovering from its recent low, stock has taken the support from its multiple support zone area, and the stock is showing recovery. So Elecon is looking promising. 1125 is the next target for the stock in this pullback. Keep your stop loss at 1030.
Okay, 9:48, ladies and gentlemen, and those that have built up on gains are adding fresh ones. BHEL now 12.2% higher, 286. Remember when we had marked the price, the volume was 440 crores. In the last 7-8 minutes, the volume has doubled and now 826 crores. BHEL is now moving up in the hierarchy of top traded counters. So far, we have the top traded being HAL, SBI and BHEL. A bit of a, how should I say, profit booking happening across the Nifty, nothing to be worried about. Again, 22,700 is being tested by the bulls, and that is how the structure is. Let's look at volume buzzers within NSE 500. This is an interesting link. Century Textiles, interesting stock from the Aditya Birla stable, 10% higher, 2033. 5.2 lakh shares have been traded, which is 1.5 times the 5-day average. The company's subsidiary Birla Estates has announced a luxury project in Delhi's satellite city Gurgaon, over 13 acres. So probably that is feeding into the stock. You have a strong move coming into IEX, now almost one time the volume, 5% higher, 165. A very strong uptick on Narayan Hirdale, 1262, about 6.5% higher. And of course, I will not fail to mention Amara Raja Batteries, AREM, 8.7% higher, and about one time the volume has already happened. Built up of pace on HDFC AMC. Remember, on the day the project's the exit poll was announced, the counter had actually slipped 15% and is now back up in the green. The price that I see on HDFC AMC is for the moment about 37.74, and a decent uptick coming in this one. Rajesh ji, just 9 minutes for us to wrap up the show. What catches your fancy on the markets?
I think consumption related stocks would do well. Voltas is looking promising. I think Voltas can be looked at. That stock can continue. Possible target we can see towards 1530, 1540. Your stop loss should be placed at around 1450. I think another basket that we have already discussed about the PSU basket, and I think from PSU basket, banking stocks are looking promising. We have already mentioned about SBI, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, PNB. All these four stocks are looking promising. and some buying action is coming back on the infra space also, so that space can be looked at. PNC infra is also looking promising. The way stock is moving up, we believe that that stock can be looked at for upside target of 550 in the near term, short term perspective. Keep your stop loss at around 495. Voltas, PSU Bank, and some of the infra stocks. I touched upon the KNR construction. That stock is also now trading at all-time high. So I think these all stocks are looking promising, and one can focus on this theme, which is showing good traction in terms of buying. So I think this can outperform in next couple of trading session. And the way Nifty is holding above 22,000 now, above 22,700, then I think in second half we can see another round of short covering and possible target for Nifty we can see towards 22,900 also. So one should trail their stop loss as market is moving up. Even from the infra space, GMR infra is also looking very promising. We are holding our target towards 95 to 100 for GMR infra on a positional perspective. So buy and accumulate should be your strategy. Keep your stop loss at around 80 rupees.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Rajesh, thank you so much for your time. We'll wrap the show here. It's a very, very strong start to a weekly expiry day. The Nifty is actually building on strong overseas cues, a lot of short covering, a lot of hope, a lot of expectations from the new cabinet to reform the continuity as far as reforms are concerned, and therefore you see this very strong momentum across the PSU basket. We'll call it time as far as market today's early morning shows is concerned, but remain glued to Business Today for all your news needs on the financial side of the economy. Thank you for joining us. That will be all from my side. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our ongoing series on Market Masters, where you get to meet the finest brains that they are on Dalal Street and who have navigated the kind of volatility that you've seen today and yesterday with aplomb over the last